And so we're going to dig in now with Dr. Nail from North Carolina A&T. This is your opportunity to let A&T shine, as it always does, and tell us a little bit about your institution and then our work together.
Well, thank you again so much. I have to smile a lot for this slide because I am an alum of this institution. So being able to do this work and then come in to work here every day is definitely a highlight for me. So just a bit about the institution. We again are the #1 largest public HBCU in the United States, and we've held that distinction for many years now. And again, we are the #1 HBCU in the country, the #1 largest. We have about 14,000 students. We're looking to get about 14,000 for the fall. Keep your fingers crossed for us. And then again, the #1 HBCU, we've held that distinction from several different publications and organizations. We are #2 in the country for combining research and teaching. We have several different research projects that are going on. One of my favorites that we did several years ago was on the hyperallergenic peanut. So a lot of good things that are going on here at North Carolina A&T with regard to research. Number 39 in social mobility, number 46 in the most innovative school in the US, and of course the #1 producer of African-American engineers in agriculture. Our chancellor is a graduate of this institution as an engineer, so we definitely love that one. And again, we are the #1 HBCU nursing school in the country. So again, our mechanisms for mobility. So the mission is to develop agile, culturally competent, and diverse leaders who use analytical skills to meet the challenges of the future. So again, we do this by evidence-based instruction. We're also doing this by professional engagement with our students, community engagement, which we'll talk about a little bit more, and high quality, impactful research, which I referenced previously.
So question for you, as you've built a culture of engagement across A&T, what has that been like? How has mentorship created or helped create that culture of engagement?
So I really like this question. So I had 3 different ways that I was looking at it when I was doing some research to kind of answer it. So the first way that I can say that this has been impactful is student to student, right? So again, coming in the door, a lot of our students, they don't know anything about the college experience, right? So by pairing them with students or pairing them with peer mentors, they have someone that's been through what they're getting ready to go through, right? They have someone that is in an organization that they may want to be in, that may be taking courses that they are going to take maybe in the same major. So they have someone to kind of go down this roadmap, if you will, or have an ally in their educational experience. So that's really a wonderful thing. We also are working specifically with students to alumni. And they're kind of seeing what they can be as a graduate of North Carolina A&T. And again, seeing how they're supposed to give back now that they are graduates of North Carolina A&T. And then students to corporations. Again, this kind of piggybacks off of what our alumni do. We have alumni that are at some of the best institutions, best organizations, corporations across the country, Wells Fargo, JP Morgan Chase, IBM, Google. So again, this gives an insight to these students of exactly what I can be when I grow up, so to speak. But it also starts a pipeline into some of these wonderful students so that they can get some of the careers that they desire upon graduation.
Thank you. And these are a little bit of an overview of some of the initiatives that we have on campus. Are there any you'd want to speak to, or?
Again, my favorite one, of course, is the Aggie Men and the Sisters programs, because those are definitely the ones that are in my area and the ones that I've had most contact with. I am looking to do quite a bit more with our Aggie Men this year. I mentioned earlier that we've had several iterations of the program, and so we're probably going to have one more come the fall, because I just really want to beef up some of the strategies that we're utilizing for our African-American males coming in the door, just to ensure that we're giving them all of the tools necessary and all of the opportunities that are available here at North Carolina A&T and elsewhere so that they could be successful.
Excellent. And just speaking to this as well, for those who are looking at this slide, these are 4 different initiatives and collaborations that we work at A&T with, serving students through mentorship, providing those insights back to the institution. A little bit about our growth. When we first started in 2020, we were just working, we were working with the Aggie Men program, but we have truly expanded to 8 inclusive programs centralized for all incoming students, diversity, at DEAS, all incoming students and upper division students, at the graduate school, all incoming PhD students, and through the MIA Center grant, all incoming agricultural students. So we're really able to look at scalability of these initiatives and collaborations. And we've actually grown 12 times the size in the last 3 years. And that means 12 times the number of students who are in these relationships and 12 times the data that we're gathering from these relationships that help us serve students even better. Interestingly, we also have seen this growing student engagement. We've seen increase in not only the number of conversations logged each year by our mentors, we're also seeing increase in the text messages they're exchanging and in the flags. A note on flags: with peer mentorship, it is likely that mentees will disclose things to their mentor that they need help with. If the mentor feels like it is outside of their capacity, potentially a transferring school, a financial issue, housing insecurity, mental health, they're going to flag that for the university so the university can intervene. And so we've seen a lot of flags submitted during these school years, and every flag is a student challenge that is then addressed at the university level. Peers being perfectly situated to this because there's not that power differential. We've done a match between mentees and mentors that is relevant, that allows them to share and feel comfortable. We also have seen here some of the specific flags that we see. And I know, Dr. Nail, you have a team who triages these flags. So we just wanted to highlight what some of them are, right? Some of them have been feeling overwhelmed, feeling like they made the wrong decision, needing to have support with depression and anxiety, needs help in chemistry. And what our point person, our amazing point people at A&T have done is they actually triage these and get students to the resources so that they can get the support specific to their needs. Any other comments on flags and engagement, Dr. Nail? I know that wasn't a prepped question. I just threw it at you.
No, you're fine. I think that you've covered this very well, and this gives a great overview of some of the flags that we see with our students. So, and actually captures quite a bit of what we see with our students. So, no, I think you did well.
Excellent. And so finally, as we move forward, we have all incoming students in many different facets of the institution engaged in these meaningful relationships. How are you going to define success moving forward?
So we define student success as the accomplishment of favorable or desired student outcomes. And of course, as with any other institution, we have several different components or metrics that we utilize to gauge that. So one is we want to make sure that we're reducing our undeclared population. In the Center for Academic Excellence, we work specifically with our undeclared students. We have academic liaisons in each one of our 7 colleges. However, we work specifically in the center with our undeclared students. We don't think that it's a problem for students to come in. You know, they're 17, 18 years old. Not knowing exactly what they want to do for the rest of their lives. So, but we do understand that there is a certain level of success that is achieved with those students. We've seen it just by studies. We've seen that they do better when they come in and they are targeted. So we really want to reduce that undeclared population. We want to make sure as well that our students are finishing their general education courses by the end of their sophomore year. We want to improve our DFW rates. No one wants to have high DFW rates with our with our high failure rate courses. We want to make sure that our students also understand how their academic standing impacts them. If they're on suspension, if they're on probation, how that impacts them overall in completing their curriculum. making sure that our students have internships and are placed in jobs and a good return on investment when they come to North Carolina A&T. And we just also want to make sure that our students are holistically developed. So not only are they coming in and getting what they need academically, are they mentally where they need to be? Are they spiritually where they need to be? Have they just gotten a holistic experience? So that's how we specifically define student success here at North Carolina A&T. And, you know, we are going to look at, I think, at least in the Center for Academic Excellence, some other ways to define that, because we understand that faculty may look at student success another way. Administrators are going to look at it with retention and graduation rates. Students are looking at it another way. So I think that we may down the line look at defining student success in another way by having an all-encompassing view of what student success means to the university.
Thank you so much, Dr. Nell, and for your work at A&T. It's always a pleasure to work with you. We are going to hear from one of your mentees now, because you can hear from all of the adults in the room, but it's really nice to hear from a student. So let's hear about her experience.
Hello, my name is Daria Wilson. I decided to join the mentorship program because I wanted to connect with somebody who already went to North Carolina A&T and experience of what the campus like and the teachers there. Paired up with her name is Kim. Best things ever. We started chatting prior to me coming to the school. She found my Instagram in the mid-summertime, and we just shared our similarities, experiences with one another. And then by the time I got to the school, we had finally met in person. She gave me a tour. She told me about some of her experiences with accounting, which is also my major and her major too. And just, it was one of the best things I've decided I've done. She has also helped me with my career and academic path. For academic, she's helped me with my accounting courses, which are not easy at all. She's been my tutor basically every day when she's available. And then for career path, the stuff she was telling me is the stuff that I also want to achieve. She told me that she had summer internships every year, great connections with the people in the accounting departments. And just the stuff she was telling me is the stuff that how I want to be by the time I graduate from college.
I'm trying not to let it play again. There we go. I think we should be all set. What I love about that is she said, like, we hit it off right away, right? So we know that the match was a good one. They connected over the summer, and inevitably, based on the conversation that this student just said, we know that if there was an issue, she would probably flag it for Camille, and Camille would be able to flag it for others.